Working at Carter and Associates had its perks, but none were as talked about as Ethan, the charming new graphic designer. Tall, funny, and with a smile that could light up the room, he became the centre of attention, especially for me and my colleague Amanda. Amanda and I were in our mid-20s, ambitious, and had become good friends at the firm. But when Ethan arrived, things changed. We both fell for him. Hard. It started as a harmless crush, but quickly turned into a silent competition. It began with small things. If Ethan mentioned he liked sushi, suddenly Amanda and I would suggest sushi places for team lunches. When he talked about his favourite band, we'd find ways to bring their music into office parties. His strategies evolved over time. Amanda took to dressing in styles Ethan complimented, while I tried to connect more intellectually, discussing articles or books I thought would interest him. We were both playing to our strengths, trying to catch his eye. The rivalry reached a peak when the company announced its annual retreat. There would be a big gala night, and somehow it became an unspoken challenge between Amanda and me. Who would be Ethan's date the night of the gala? We both pulled out all the stops. Amanda looked stunning in a red dress, while I opted for an elegant black gown. But as the evening progressed, something unexpected happened. Ethan spent most of the night talking to neither of us but to Chloe, the quiet girl from accounting. They laughed, danced, and seemed utterly absorbed in each other. Amanda and I were left on the sidelines, our rivalry suddenly feeling trivial and childish. After the gala, Ethan and Chloe became an item. Amanda and I, we felt foolish. We had gotten so caught up in competing for Ethan's attention that we lost sight of our friendship. After our realization, Amanda and I talked it out, acknowledging the absurdity of our rivalry. But as we mended our friendship, a new plan began to form, one where we joined forces, not to win Ethan over, but to break him and Chloe up. Our combined efforts were more calculated. We dropped subtle hints to Ethan about Chloe's supposed interest in other guys in the office. We orchestrated situations to make it look like Chloe was not as invested in the relationship as he was. We felt justified at first, telling ourselves that Ethan was better off with either of us. We convinced ourselves that we were doing him a favour, saving him from a relationship that we deemed unworthy. But as our scheme progressed, I started feeling pangs of guilt. During a staged encounter where Chloe was made to look bad in front of Ethan, I saw the hurt in her eyes. It struck me then, we weren't the protagonists of this story. We were the villains. I pulled back, and after some convincing, Amanda did too. We watched as Ethan and Chloe's relationship continued, unaffected by our petty attempts. They were genuinely happy, something we had both longed for with Ethan but never achieved. Our failed plot was a wake-up call. Amanda and I realised that our actions were driven by jealousy and a misplaced sense of entitlement. We had jeopardised our integrity for a misguided cause. In the end, Amanda and I focused on rebuilding our friendship, this time on a foundation of mutual respect and self-reflection. We learned the hard way that you can't force love, and trying to sabotage others' happiness only leads to your own unhappiness. The whole experience left a bitter taste, a reminder of the lines we should never cross in the name of desire.